Have you ever felt like your emotions are in the driver's seat, just taking you on this wild ride you never even signed up for? Well, today we're talking about how to grab the wheel. We're going to do that using a powerful toolkit called dialectical behavior therapy, or, DBT for short.
But just stop and think about this for a second. What if? What if you could actually master your most difficult, most overwhelming emotions, instead of them mastering you? It sounds a little too good to be true, doesn't it? But stick with me, because that's the core promise we're digging into today.
Okay, so first things first, let's really talk about that feeling. You know the one I mean? Where it feels like your emotions are just totally in charge, steering your life in directions you definitely do not want to go.
Let me ask you a few things, and just be honest with yourself here. Does this ring a bell? You feel things way more intensely than most people around you, like everything's turned up to 11.
Or how about this one? When you get really upset, does it feel like you just lose it? Like you completely lose control of the ship for a minute?
And last one, do things in your life just feel overwhelming a lot of the time? Look, if you found yourself nodding along to any of that, even just a tiny bit, I want you to know you are in exactly the right place.
So, we've identified the feeling. Now, where do we go from here? Well, the answer really starts with this incredible breakthrough in therapy and the amazing story of the woman who created it.
This is what makes DBT so real, so powerful. It was developed by Dr. Marsha Linehan. And get this, drawing from her own incredibly severe mental health struggles, she made it her life's mission to create something for people she described as living in emotional hell. So you see, this isn't just some academic theory. It was born from real, lived experience.
And what she created is dialectical behavior therapy. Now, I want you to think of it less like old school talk therapy and more like a training gym for your mind. It's super practical. It's all about skills. It's not about endlessly picking apart your past. It's about learning actual usable tools to handle whatever life throws at you, right here, right now.
And this brings us right to the heart of DBT, this core idea of dialectics. Now that sounds like a fancy word, but it's really a simple yet profound discovery that Dr. Linehan made. See, she found that therapy that focused only on change made people feel blamed and invalidated. But therapy that focused only on acceptance made them feel stuck. The real magic, the breakthrough, was in combining the two.
And you can see exactly how it works here. On one side of the coin, you've got acceptance. Things like validating your feelings, being mindful of the present moment. And on the other side, you've got change, actively problem-solving, learning new coping skills. DBT is built on this mind-blowing idea that two opposite things can be true at the same time. You can accept yourself fully and completely, just as you are, and you can work to change your behaviors to build the life you really want. It's not either or, it's both.
So, okay, how in the world do we find that balance between acceptance and change? Well, it all starts with one of the most fundamental concepts in DBT, learning how to tap into what's called your wise mind.
I think we all recognize these two states of mind, right? First up, you've got emotion mind. It's hot, it's impulsive, it's totally run by our feelings. Then you've got the total opposite, reasonable mind. This is like your inner accountant. It's cool, it's logical, and it only cares about the cold, hard facts. Wise mind. Wise mind is that sweet spot right in the middle. It's the calm, intuitive center where your emotion and your logic come together. It's not about shutting your feelings down, and it's not about ignoring reality. It's that deep gut feeling that says, okay, I am so angry right now, and I know that screaming is not going to help me. That right there, that's your inner wisdom talking.
All right, so this wise mind thing sounds great, in theory, but how do you actually find it, especially when you're in the middle of a crisis? Well, this is where DBT just absolutely shines. It doesn't just give you vague ideas. It gives you a practical, hands-on toolkit for tough times.
Seriously, think of these skills as a kind of emotional first aid kit, or maybe even a superpower. They are real, tangible tools that you can pull out to get through a crisis without making things even worse.
So let's check out one of the most powerful and, kind of counterintuitive skills. It's called opposite action. The idea is radical, but it's simple. When an emotion is unjustified or just flat out unhelpful, you do the exact opposite of what that emotion is screaming at you to do. Feeling anxious and the urge is to hide in a corner, you walk up and say hi to someone. Feeling depressed and the urge is to stay in bed all day, you make a plan to go for a walk with a friend.
And this isn't just random guesswork. It's a clear, step-by-step process. First, you name the emotion, then you check, does this feeling actually fit the facts of the situation?
Then you notice the urge it's creating, and here's the key question you ask yourself. Is acting on this urge going to be effective? Is it going to get me closer to my goals? If the answer is no, you do the opposite. You are literally rewriting your emotional script in real time. How cool is that?
But hey, sometimes a crisis is just so intense, you can't reason with it. You just need to survive the moment. For times like that, DBT gives us another amazing tool, the ACCPTS acronym. This is basically a menu of healthy distraction techniques, from throwing yourself into an activity to using intense sensations like holding an ice cube, anything to give your mind a break from the pain and stop you from doing something impulsive.
But here's the thing, and this is so important to understand, this is really the whole point of it all. DBT isn't just about surviving pain. It's not just about getting through a crisis. The end goal is so much bigger, and honestly, way more inspiring than that. Here it is, the ultimate goal of learning all these skills. It isn't just to tolerate your life. It's to actively and consciously build a life that you, personally, experience as being worth living. A life that's full of meaning and connection and, yeah, actual joy. And this quote just says it all perfectly. A life worth living isn't some ideal that somebody else dreams up for you. It's a life that you experience as meaningful, based on your values, your goals, and what brings you joy. DBT doesn't just give you hope for that kind of life, it gives you the actual tools to build it, one skillful moment at a time. So the only question left is, what's the first brick you're going to lay?